everybody, Jonathan Clark here at Last Chance Archery. Today I've got another how to do it video for you. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use the 3-inch pin kit and interchange your 2.5-inch green or pack and go bow press pins to 3-inch pins. So you might ask, why do I need 3-inch pins compared to the 2.5? So in other videos and in other social media posts and on our website, we have continued to post new information as new bows come to the market. And new bows coming to the market are continuing to get wider and wider, certain models are, as far as their limb base. And there are certain bows out there that the 2.5-inch width is not going to accommodate those. So by extending the pin and getting a 3-inch adjustment or base gives that much more room to handle all of those really wide compound bow limbs. There's several manufacturers that have started going really wide, but there are a few particular bows that this is required, so you can find that info on our website. And then it's very simple, it's very straightforward how to do this. You'll get the kit, the 3-inch pin kit, and that is for, again, the green or pack and go presses. If you've got a copper colored bow press, you would need the 3-inch block kit instead. The copper colored presses use machined aluminum blocks, and you actually mount those blocks using bolts, whereas with the green presses, you've got the welded block. That's one of the economy features or the lower price features of the green press that makes it the homeowner's model or more of an economy model. But the block is welded on, so it's a little bit more tricky to get that pin interchange since that pin is press fit through the welded block. So we'll go ahead and look at the kit. I'll show you exactly how to do this interchange. Again, it's pretty simple. It's very straightforward. But the first thing you want to do is ensure all your parts are there. If anything's missing from your kit, don't start doing anything. Go ahead and call us or email us and let us get you the correct parts or any of the missing parts. So I'm going to go over the parts now. You would have the pin pusher when you open your pack. The pin pusher is the actual tool that we're going to use to push the old pin out and push the new pin in. You've got 2 steel 3-inch long pins. You've got your Springsteel pieces. There should be 2 of those. You've got 2 mounting screws for the Springsteel. There are a couple of tools that you're going to want or that you're going to need as you do this process. You need a 1/2-inch wrench, a flathead screwdriver, a pretty good size hammer, and then you're also going to need a 1/8-inch Allen wrench. If you get all those tools together, we're going to dig in and I'm going to show you exactly how to do the pin interchange. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is remove your bow press fingers. You're going to want to take your 1/8-inch Allen wrench and remove the screw holding on the piece of Springsteel here. Once that's removed, you're just simply going to move it over out of the way. I've got my 1/2-inch wrench, my hammer, my flathead screwdriver, and my pin pusher. So the pin pusher is very straightforward. All you're going to do is slide it over with the round tube on the inside and then the actual pin pusher bolt pushing on the outside of this standard 2.5-inch pin. So you do it with the piece of angle iron, the sharp point, and it's not very sharp, but the pointed side facing up. So this tool is going to push the old pin out and we're going to push the new 3-inch pin in using it. So I slide this on and you pull it all the way this direction, and then you just start tightening the pin pusher threaded bolt until it's up against the actual pin itself. Alright, now that I've got it cinched up, I'm going to take my 1/2-inch wrench, and I've got a longer wrench, that way I can get some torque to it because these pins are press fit, so it can be a little tight. So I'm going to put the wrench on and I'm just going to go ahead and start tightening, and it's going to continue to push that pin out. So again, it's very simple, and it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure to get the pin out, but you do need to make sure that you hold it pretty sturdy. Alright, so we got it loose. There's the 2.5-inch pin. I'm just going to put it out of the way, and you can manually unscrew this. You got to bring it all the way back out again. All right, so now your 3-inch pin. So you'll notice the pin has a rounded end and a flat end. So what you're going to want to do is put the rounded end inside the hole first. That way the pin pusher can push against this flat end. And also one other thing to note, when these pins come out, sometimes, and it might be rare, you might have to take a hammer and a flathead screwdriver and just kind of gall up the inside. So say you go to push this 3-inch pin in and it's very loose, like this one's not. But every so often you might get one that as you push it out, it's loose. You can take your flathead screwdriver, you can stick it inside here and just pop it just a few times. And what that's going to do is that's going to cause some little grooves in there, and that'll be what holds this pin tight when you push it back through. Again, that might not happen every time, but you do need to pay attention to it so that when you put the pin back in, the pin's not just flopping around and loose. But it should be still, even once you remove the 2.5 and start putting the 3, it still should be press fit in just like it is here. So I'm going to put my flat end in first, and I will start it with my hammer. You don't want to hit on it too hard with a hammer, but you can at least get it started. All right, so now that I've got everything back in place, I've got my 3-inch pin started with my hammer, I've got my pin pusher on, and everything's in the center. I'm going to go ahead and take my wrench and I'm going to start adding pressure, which will push the 3-inch pin in the same place as the 2-inch pin. Now once you get near the end, and by the end I mean when the pin gets really close to being flush with this small piece of tubing here, that's going to be pretty close to your center point. As you get close to it, you just want to remove the tool, make sure the pin's getting close to center, and you can kind of tweak it if you need to with the hammer by tapping it one way or the other. All right, so I've got it as close as I think I need it, and I'm going to put the wrench on, go backwards just a little bit to loosen everything up. And you have to remove this, which means you just have to remove it enough to get the tubing off of the opposite side. So I'll back this out slowly until I get enough room, and I'll take it off. And that is pretty close to center. So now I've got the 3-inch pin in. I've removed the 2.5-inch. And the next step is take your piece of 3-inch Springsteel and your 1/8-inch Allen wrench. And this Springsteel will be in your kit, this wider Springsteel. And you're going to put that 1/8-inch screw back in. And that's all there is to it. You're ready now to put your fingers back in place. Follow these instructions, and I'm going to show you how to do the opposite end as well, but that gets this end finished and ready to go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do this end as well. I'm just going to remove the bow press fingers. 1/8-inch Allen wrench, I'm going to remove the screw holding on this smaller piece of Springsteel. And this side will be no different than the other side we just did. I'm going to take the pin pusher and I'm going to go ahead and put it on the smaller pin, pointed edge facing up, slide the piece of tubing over the pin on this side, just like so, and then you tighten this threaded stud up against the smaller pin. And I do it by hand, and you can also use an impact drill with a 1/2-inch bit on it if you'd like, just to speed the process up. I'm doing it with a wrench, but you can use an impact drill. So I've tightened this up just with my hand. That side's good. So I'm going to go ahead and push this smaller 2.5-inch pin out. And I'll show you too. So as I'm going in, I know that this tool is slightly off center, so it stops. So what I'll do is just back it out just a hair, readjust everything and get everything back in the center again. And then I can keep going. All right, 2.5-inch pin is out. I'm going to go ahead and rotate my threaded stud back out again. I've got it clear, so I need to open this up so I can put in the 3-inch pin. And I'll do that just manually here. So what I'm going to do is take my other 3-inch pin. Like I said, you can get it started with a hammer. The rounded portion put in first so that your stud can push on the flat side. So I got that started, got my tool back. I'm going to open it up the rest of the way. So I need just a little bit more. Put it on, get it all centered. And once everything is centered and you've hand tightened this, you can go ahead with your wrench. So I'm nearing the point to where the pin is flush. I've got just a few more turns, and then I'm going to go ahead, loosen the threaded stud, make sure that everything's centered, and then you're good to go. So I've got it there. Now I need to take some of the pressure off so that I can do it by hand. So I'm going to loosen some of that pressure. And then you can just manually loosen the threaded stud to give yourself enough room to remove the tool. Perfect. 3-inch pin is on. Take your 3-inch Springsteel, your 1/8 Allen wrench, and put your Allen head screw in here. Tighten it down, center it up, and just make sure it's not cockeyed one way or another. You're good there. Now you're ready to put your fingers back on. That's all there is to it. All right, everybody, that's about it. You've got your 2.5-inch pins interchange for your 3-inch pins. If you follow the instructions in this video, it should be pretty simple and straightforward. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please reach out to us. If you're missing any parts when you open your package, reach out to us right away so that we can get that taken care of and corrected. You can email us, you can call us, you can send us a website contact form, or message us through Instagram or Facebook at Last Chance Archery. It's worth noting this is an inline change to our bow presses that's happening at the tail end of 2023. So you might get a bow press that's already got the 3-inch pin. You can simply measure it. If yours is 2.5 inches wide instead of 3 inches, you've got the old, or the 3-inch. If it measures 3 inches, you've already got the new. You might not need this in general. There are only a few models that have hit the market that need such a wide base. So if you're not working with those particular bow models, you might not need the 3-inch base at all. But we've had 20 years of bow presses that have the 2.5-inch width. So if you do need this, again, the pin kit, the 3-inch pin kit is for greens and pack and goes. And then the 3-inch block kit is for all of our copper colored bow presses. It's two totally separate kits, and this is the pin kit video. We've got a 3-inch block kit instructional video as well to show you how to install the blocks. So please reach out to us if you have any questions whatsoever. We always love hearing feedback from customers, and we want to make sure that you're taken care of fully. So reach out to us. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day.